Welcome to Lessons from the Cockpit. I'm Belinda Sandor. I'm your host. Let's get started. Welcome, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. I'm thrilled you're here with me today. For those of you joining for the first time, I am Belinda Sandor. I'm the founder of the VA Connection, where I coach and mentor established and aspiring virtual assistants to create, grow, and scale their VA businesses. And I work with my students in my free online community, my courses, and my coaching programs. And today I'm going to be your host for Lessons from the Cockpit. And I'm very excited about this today. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the quality of like the sunlight today, but I woke up very energized and very happy. And so I'm going to share that with you today. I'd love to hear where you're coming in from. So please let me know in the comments. We're streaming all the places. We're streaming on LinkedIn, Twitter, and YouTube, and Facebook. I guess it's called X now. So please, if you're watching on YouTube, click the subscribe button. We have over 700 videos over there. So definitely check that out. So we've got George is here. Hello. And Tammy. Hello. Frederica and Maureen. Thank you, Maureen. She says, it seems like you're beaming today. I do feel a little beamy. We've got some cool things going on today, and I'm excited about it. So today we're going to talk about this concept of getting paid higher rates. You know, a lot of VAs, they want to know how do I get the higher rates? You know, how does that work? And we're going to dive into that today, and we're going to talk about it. So any questions you have, please put it in the comments for me. I really want this to be interactive. And Nancy just joined us from Ontario. Hello, hello, hello. Cassandra's here from Florida. I'm glad to see you all are joining us. So that's awesome. Awesome. Okay. So any questions you have, because I know this is a burning topic, you know, how do I get those high paying clients? And I think there's a lot of factors that go into it. So before we do that, we jump in. I want to introduce myself and to let you know that if you are someone who's struggling with the next, you know, what to do with the next chapter in your life, you know, you'll likely relate to this. So this is me and my daughter. I can't believe back in 2010, I had a business that had failed. I was getting divorced, no job, ton of debt, you know, sort of the perfect storm. And I was about to turn 50, and I really felt like I was in a dead end, like a dead end road. And I can't even say I was living paycheck to paycheck because there was no paycheck. It was more like moment to moment. And I started trying to get a job because I thought that was the fastest way to make money. So I spent a ton of time on my LinkedIn profile, you know, contacting employment agencies, reaching out to past colleagues. You know, I was on Indeed.com, Monster, all those places, but nothing was happening. I was getting really frustrated, and I couldn't wait any longer to make money. So I decided to do temp work. Right, I decided to do temp work, and what was interesting about that was I really liked the work. What I didn't like was sharing the fees with the temp agency. I loved helping people. I loved making money. I felt like I belonged in the office. You know, I felt like I belonged in that type of work. But again, I didn't like the commute for sure, or getting dressed and sharing that large percentage of what I was, you know, what they were paying for me with the employment agency. So a few days later, I'm waiting for the school bus stop with my daughter, and one of the dads asked me what's new. So I tell him, you know, I've been temping, I've been trying to get a job, I'm not able to do it. I realized I want to try doing something on my own. And so I told him about my idea for doing admin work for small businesses and entrepreneurs, and his face completely lit up. And he said he was looking for someone to help him with his brand new business. And here's the thing. So he needed help doing stuff I already knew how to do: pay bills, set up his QuickBooks, install software on computers. Again, dark ages, Google wasn't even invented, right? So he needed basic admin stuff. And the thing that was so amazing was that we met that afternoon. We met at the local ice cream shop. We agreed to an hourly rate, and I had my first client, and I was really excited because I love helping people, and I know you guys have that same heart. And I also was thrilled that I was getting paid for it, right? And so then my next client was so for that work, I went to his office. I worked from home as well, but it was sort of a hybrid because I was just trying to figure it out. And my next new client was a complete game changer for me because working with him was 100% remote. And he asked me to do something I didn't know how to do. And I told him, like, I don't know how to do that. And I felt a little panicked, like all the blood in my body went to my feet. And I thought, I don't know how to do that. And I told him, and he said, would you be willing to figure it out? Because here's the deal. He didn't want to, right? He didn't want to. And so he paid me to figure it out and do the work for him. And, that's the thing that was a big aha for me, because I realized, okay, so are you kidding me? People are going to pay me to work from home and to learn new things, which I love to do. And so I could see how this business could expand beyond where I live because location was no longer an issue. And I realized I didn't have to know everything there was to get started. But then something really big happened in 2012. And that was I met my husband. And he lived in Connecticut, 164 miles away. And so now being able to work from anywhere became really important. So I got busy. Setting up the systems, and getting clients that were not reliant on my location. And I also moved all of my applications to the cloud so that I could work from anywhere. And that was a game changer. And this happened over time. It wasn't like I woke up one morning and it was all set up. It was, it was a realization like, oh, I don't have to actually be there. Oh, I can be anywhere, and it took a little bit of time to figure that out, but that's how it worked, right? That's how it worked. And a lot has changed, because before I knew it, there was a ripple effect. My clients started referring me to their clients, their friends, their family. My work was dependable and steady. I had a system to keep getting the word out over and over and over. So I was everywhere all the time. And it was really amazing to see how the business could transform like that. Now, this is me. This is us. The summer of 2021, I married my husband, Greg, who I re-met. We actually went to high school together. It's a longer story, but because of the time flexibility, the location freedom, doing work I love with amazing clients, and being able to get paid and support my family, I was able to move to Connecticut and not skip a beat in 2015. So it was definitely a journey. Like I said, this was not an overnight situation, but it was unfolding, and I was encouraged, and it was worth it. And because of this lifestyle freedom, I've worked with hundreds of entrepreneurs. I've billed over 20,000 hours and made more than $1 million in 10 years, helping people, just like you, do the same with your virtual assistant business. And from the very beginning, Greg and I dreamed of owning our own home. And this year we bought this beautiful farmhouse. It's 21 acres on the coast of the Chesapeake, and it's amazing. It's amazing. My life didn't follow a normal plan. It absolutely didn't. I had my daughter at 40. I started a business at 50, married the man I'd been looking for my whole life at 60. And it's not too late for you to have the life you want as well. But to have it, you have to start thinking like a successful business owner, right? You have to start thinking like a successful business owner and leave the dabbling behind. Leave the dabbling behind. And so today we're going to talk about these higher paying clients. And a lot of the higher paying clients has to do, actually all of it has to do with you, how you present yourself, and how what your mindset is. So let's jump into that. Okay. Good. All right. I'm just looking at the comments to see what's going on. All right. So, all right. Let's see. Okay. So I know I was just gathering my thoughts for a minute. Okay. So when you present yourself as a as a professional entrepreneur, you've got your ducks in a row. You're going to networking events, you're meeting people, you're following up, you're building your network of people that you're talking about your work in a clear, simple way, just like I taught you with the referral formula, which is I'm a virtual assistant. I work with entrepreneurs. I help them with the admin pieces of their work, like email newsletters, website updates, and PowerPoint presentations, and then the famous stop talking, right? So when you do that, when you step into the role, really step into the role of a successful entrepreneur, what happens is your confidence increases, right? Your confidence increases, and you can't increase your confidence without doing that. You have to do the reps, right? You have to get out there. You have to talk about your work. And here's the thing, because when someone approaches me and they talk to me and we talk about my work, I'm not tentative about how much I charge. I am standing firm in whatever that is, whether it's $50 or $60 or $70 an hour, or eventually $90 or $100 an hour. And everyone that I talk to is not a fit. But I want you to think about this for a minute. Think about if someone comes to you and says, oh my gosh, I heard you're a virtual assistant. I really need help with X, Y, and Z. And you say, awesome. If we decide to work together, I'd be happy to help you with that. And then you bring up the subject of how much you cost. Have you had a chance to see my pricing on my website? And they'll say yes or no. And you say, it's really simple. This is how it works. And you explain to them how it works and you say the number. Now, for the 225 clients I've worked with, at least 400 have said no, maybe more, right? They've said no, too expensive, don't want to pay that much, have a different option, a million things, not ready, whatever. That's a reflection of them. It's not a reflection of you. So if someone asks for a discount, you just say something like, I don't give discounts. It really wouldn't be fair to my other clients. That's true, right? That's true. So you have some high paying, someone who's paying you, and someone new comes and you're going to give them a discount like that. That's the inner Girl Scout in me, so that's really what's part of it. But the thing is that people pay for results. They pay for results. They pay because they can trust you. They know you'll deliver, you're consistent, and you act like a business owner. You're not talking to them on your cell phone while you're at the grocery store, right? You're not answering the phone while you're at the grocery store. You can go whenever you want, but you are maintaining a professional posture all the time. And so people will, as that relationship grows, they just want to ask you to do everything because you become part of their business, right? You become part of their business. But the thing is that there are a whole lot of entrepreneurs who can't afford you. Your hourly rate, is the first thing they ask about. How much would that cost? And then they're not in it for the long term, because successful entrepreneurs who are willing to pay $90 an hour, they're not in business. They're in business for real. They want someone that is also in business for real, who is willing to be there when they need you. Tell me if this is making sense, right? Tell me if this is making sense. Because the clients who can afford your hourly rate and are willing to invest in their business, they ask very different questions. They ask questions about your experience. They ask about your work style. They ask about, are you willing to do X, Y, and Z? They're clear about what they want, right? They're clear about what they want. And what they want is a long-term relationship, right? A long-term relationship. And we have to be very careful about our stance, our stance. So when I go to the dentist and he says I need a crown, and then he tells me it's $1,700, there's nothing tentative about that. There's nothing tentative about that at all. And we don't engage in a conversation about, well, how long have you been doing this, or how long have you been doing that? It's just a fact. And so you have to take that stance with your pricing as well. And I think you're going to be very pleasantly surprised that when you start to step into the role of a successful business owner, whether you have clients or not, that doesn't really have anything to do with it. It's really more about how you carry yourself and how you talk about your work. And I know that imposter syndrome is screaming in your head in the very beginning. It actually screams pretty much your whole life, no matter what, whenever you're doing something new. until your comfort zone expands. But the way to really get this going is to get into action and practice. And I am confident also in telling you that before I got good at talking about my work, I was scaring people away. I was definitely scaring them away before I got clear on my pricing, scaring people away because because no one wants to work with someone who's tentative, right? If like when I reach out to Mandy, who's on my team, or Carrie, and I say, can you do X, Y, and Z? They, you know, how they handle me is they're like, yes or no, but they're clear, and they you know, they handle the request, and I never have a doubt of whether or not I'm going to hear back from them, or will it be 7 hours, or, you know, all the things. I know that they're at their desks, and I'll hear from them, you know, hear back from them in the same day, which is amazing. It's amazing. But both of them have stepped into the role of being a successful virtual assistant and have set themselves up, right? Good. Okay. Yeah. And you guys are worth it. You are 100% worth it. Now, what are some questions that have come up for you about this? And if you're willing to share, I'd love to hear what hourly rate you're currently charging. And you know, the thing is that here's the thing that's oh, I just clicked. Sorry. Here's the thing that's amazing is that you can raise your rate. See, it's an experiment. So I started at $50 an hour, and then I raised my rate after I had like 5 or 6 or 7 clients. I raised my rate to $60. So that way I'm not jeopardizing the apple cart here, right? I'm not jeopardizing the money that's coming in. And then the next clients start to pay me $60, and I get 5 or 6 or 3, you know, depending on my confidence level, my nerve, actually, and then it continues, and that's really how it works. So George is saying 70, and Maureen is saying 60. Absolutely. So you have to practice talking about your price. It's really important, and get clear. And I know a lot of you are already in VA school that are here, and there's a whole module, you know, there's a whole video on that. But what you want to say is, it's really simple. Here's how it works. Clients prepay for my time in 5 or 10 hour chunks. I call it the debit card system. It's a virtual debit card. Then I say 10 hours is $900 or $90 an hour. 5 hours is $500 or $100 an hour. You can use it in any increment you want, and the time is good for a year. And then I usually go a little deeper so that people can understand. I'll say some of my clients buy a debit card once every week, week and a half. Others buy a couple during the year. It's really up to you how often you need my services. And then you stop talking. And you know, it's amazing. And they'll let you know. You know, they'll let you know. They're either going to say yes, I have to think about it, or no. And no one died from any of those things, right? No one died from any of those things. So just know that, you know, it's roughly about a third of the people that I talked to decided, and I decided as well, that we were a good fit. So that's really important. All right, you guys, awesome. Good. All right, so a lot of you, it would be hard to miss, but I just want to make sure you know that VA school is open for enrollment right now until Thursday at midnight. So spread the word, let everybody know what an amazing lifestyle is available for them if they decide to jump in. All right, so have a great, actually this slide says until tonight at midnight. It's actually Thursday. We changed it. We changed it up this time. We had a whole new training, VA Business Launchpad, and those recordings are still up. If you missed it, you can go over to VA Business Launchpad, or you can go to vabusinesshub.com and see all of the recordings, all of the replays are right there until Thursday at midnight. So check it out. And for everyone else, really make this a great day for yourself. And I'll see you soon. Okay. Bye for now.